Hey everyone, Dave here. Welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. In this video, I want to start a new series with you and I'll call it Budget Options. What I mean by this, the strict rules of this series would be to choose one of the Legos in game that's OP in a certain role, uh, whether it's void or not, and then give you one substitute that can fill that same role from non-void epic. And why I've said the rule of the non-void epic here, because even epic void champs can be harder to get if you get unlucky with your voids, while non-void epics you can get them from ancient shards. You can get these all the day farming and you can buy some for gems. So that's the rule I've set for this budget option series. And our first contestants here would be Rotos. Rotos is one of the best single target damage dealers in the game, especially if paired with Sifi. Good luck getting Sifi. He's crazy good. And the contestant or the epic that I think can fill that specific role would be Fenax. So, and then again, the kits might be different. One of them might be better in one area, the other might be better in another. But I think as a single target damage dealer, Phoenix can substitute Rotus if you don't have Rotus. So let's go look through their kits and how they are built and all of this. And then we'll do a damage test for both of them to see whether Phoenix is actually good enough to replace Rotus or not if you don't have Rotus as a single damage dealer, single target damage dealer here. Before we dig into this, I have an ask from you. I need to ask you for help. I've been creating content and video now for the past 8 months, more or less, and I've got some good traction on the channel, but I'm a bit disappointed because I was hoping for more actually. I was hoping for more subscribers and for more views. I was hoping to move that channel forward a little bit by now. So thank you for everyone who is subscribed to the channel. I love you guys and I love your support. My target, especially that I'm starting to create stuff like this series that's costing me a lot of resources in game, that I want a bit of support from you. So if you're watching this video and if you like it, look down. My modest target is like 50 subscribers per each of those videos that discussing builds and substitutes and stuff. So right now I'm at 190 subscribers. So if you look down while watching this video and see any number less than 240, 250 subscribers, please hit subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It means a lot to me. And I thank you for supporting me in advance. Now let's dive into the fun there. I've built both of them, so we don't need to substitute gear or anything. So let's discuss the kits and the build. Let's go through the skills first. So first of all, I fully booked both of them for comparison here. You don't have to book your damage dealers unless it's decreasing the cooldown for one of their skills. Your support champs, the buffers, and other types of champs might make better use of your books, especially if we talk Lego books for Lego champs. But if there is one damage dealer that will use all over the place all the time, then yes, you can book them because you need that extra bit of damage. For Rotos here to start with, I've got him 2-star Awakened, and I think that for new cards generally Soul Reap, which is a legendary blessing, this can be the best one for Lego champs. Now let's go into Rotos skills. So Rotos was nerfed before because he was too strong. So this passive is very useful. Phoenix doesn't have anything similar to it. Because thing is, he cannot be killed by one shot, basically. So if you want to kill Rotos in arena or while facing him in Doom Tower or whatever, you'll need multi-hits. That's why Seercom struggle a little bit against Rotos in Doom Tower hard. Okay. His A3 attacks one enemy and will ignore defense. It's one of the hardest hitting skills in the game. It used to do block revive all the time, but then they nerfed it a bit. This is the part that was nerfed there. And like you see, I've booked him not only for the cooldown because I want that 40% extra damage from that skill, And because Phoenix, his only like A1 skill is, well, the strong ones that we're comparing against is his A1. So we'll test all of Rota's skills versus Phoenix A1. So this A3 is the one that hits hardest for Rotos. Now let's go to the A2. A2 destroys target max HP and steals a bit of HP as well. Uh, but it's not like usually it's his A3 that's very strong and then followed by A1 because A1 can grant him additional hits. It can put decreased defense and it grants him extra turns at random. So Rotos sometimes in Relentless, or if you get lucky with this, if you face them in Arena, he can take like 5 turns in a row. And those turns can decrease the cooldown of his other skills, so he can go back to his A3 and take someone out really strongly there. So that's Rotos' skills. Let's check Fenax kit. So Fenax, I was lucky. I got a 5-star awaken for him. But the best thing I think for a new car, for an epic new car, would be crushing rend because you cannot enable like reap soul or soul reap on them because it's a Lego only over there. So I got everything except the speed. I got additional crit damage. We'll go back and check the stats. Let's finish talking about the skills first. So Phoenix A3 is a debuff. We won't use it in our test because, but he got additional use. I didn't build him with any accuracy at all because it was all new. Also, his A2 is an AoE. It hits moderate, but those two debuffs are really good. Block active skills is becoming more and more important. So if you have a Phoenix with a hybrid build, you give him some accuracy, he can place the A2, and also like in Hydra, this is very useful. Block active skills in Arena or other places very useful too. But what Phoenix is known for is this might be the hardest hitting A1 in the game. It's maxed twice if there is any debuffs on the target, and that's easy. You'll just make your debuffer a bit faster, and he'll go before Phoenix, and then he will smack people all day. So that's the first thing. Why I'm loving that this A1 is the hardest hitting in the game, was one of the hardest. It has block revive, it's not conditional. If he kills something, it stays down, and it cannot be put in cooldown. This is not a passive that's going to be disabled. So no matter what Phoenix is facing, he'll always have this crazy strong A1 to use. Okay? So now let's check the builds. I've built them both in lethal and broken sets. And the stats are not like the best in game. This is not like Hill Hades or McShane's damage tests, but that's the best gear I have. And I also didn't want to swap gear, so I've built them, and then you'll see that one of them is better than the other a little bit here or there, but then ballpark, it will give you an idea about how both of them are doing there. 150 speed is too slow, of course, but because this is like a damage test there, so 5.5k attack on Rotos, and of course 100% crit rate, and 277, almost 280 crit damage. So that's the stats on Rotos there, 5.5k attack, 280 crit damage. Now let's go check Phoenix and what I've put on him. Like I said, it's also lethal and broken. Let's see the stats. So you'll see here that Phoenix attack is much lower, but he got higher crit damage. Hopefully that would balance there. So he got like 310 crit damage and 4.2k attack. Like I said, I didn't want to swap gear, so this is the best I can get out of him. And he's a bit faster, not relevant to what we'll do. But let's see now. Okay. Now that we checked the gear, let's test them both on Doom Tower Hard. Same level, same targets to see. So I've already tried this to make sure that we do it faster, but let's do our test here. And I'm going to test them both against the same champ, which is Physics here in between, defense-based champ, void affinity, so it's fair for both of them. Because the last thing to mention about one of the differences between Rotos and Phoenix, Rotos is blue affinity, he's magic, so he will be strong against Duchess, which is spirit affinity, and you face her a lot in Arena. Rotos A3 probably can take down a Duchess in one hit if he's properly built, while Fenax will be neutral affinity towards Duchess, but he will be strong affinity against, like, let's say, Candy or the other force-based, red-based nukers or support champs because he's green, he's Spirit affinity. So now let's start our testing there. We'll start with Rotos. So, and I've put it on 1x, okay. I will, because Phoenix is faster, but I want to start with Rotos just to compare. I'll let Phoenix hit someone else. So he's strong affinity against Thea. So let's see. So 80k, 120k, we're talking 200k on an A1 with block revives. That's really strong. That's not the test. We're testing on Physics and we repeat it. So let's test Rotos A3 now. 140k. So it's a bit, it's not the same damage as Phoenix, but Phoenix was, okay, no, we're not comparing yet because of the affinity. So 140k, okay? And he gives himself an additional turn because he just killed someone. So that's also a big add-on. Let's try again. So this time we'll use his A2 and then his A1 before comparing Phoenix. Okay, we know what he's doing here. He's consistent. He even killed her with one hit. He didn't need the second one. Okay, let's test Rotos A2. 85k on A2. A2 is not Rotos's strongest skill. And then his A1, probably we're not comparing his A1 because Rotos A1 is not his strongest skill, but just to see the test there. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. 47k. Okay. Mainly, so that was the test just to test the different skills there. But the comparison, the real comparison will be between Rotos A3 and Phoenix A1. The strongest one target, single target nuker. So let's do Phoenix now and see. So he hit for 140. He hit as hard as Rotos here, but he got the block revive and it's an A1, so it's not on cooldown. You can use it all day. I want to test Rotos again, just to give them both like a fair chance. So we'll give each one of them another chance into hitting the same champ Physics, and let's see if the numbers are accurate here. So we got 93 and 70 or 68, so that's almost 180k again with the block revive. So looks like we got a Helm Smasher proc there. Now let's hit Rotos. If you remember, his A3 hit for 140k. So let's see if he'll hit harder now. Look at that. Okay, A3, are you ready? 135k. Okay, so we don't need to finish this. Let's go back to the main screen to discuss the results of our test here. What I'm getting from this test, that this test was a success. So I will give Phoenix a thumbs up as a replacement for Rotos, as a non-void epic replacement for Rotos. Fenax A1 hits super strong, might be the strongest in the game. It's available all day and all night. No cooldown, no passive block, no active skill block. He will use it, his A1. You can even lock him to only A1. He will keep smacking people and putting them down with Block Revive all day. If you don't have Rotos, but you have Phoenix, he's a very good champ to invest in. If you can build some accuracy into him, he can replace, he can also place those debuffs, decrease speed, decrease defense. Debuffs are important for the Sand Devil, for example. Block active skills and block buffs, which is block buffs is important for Hydra. Block active skills is important in Arena and other places. So Fenax is a really good champ, a bit of a different kit, but if like you see, we have more crit damage on Fenax, so he might be hitting harder, but we had more attack on Rotos. This is the result. You can, of course, decide for yourself, but I think Fenax is an excellent option instead of Rotos if you don't have him. If you like this series, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to those 50 additional subscribers or more. Go crazy, 100, 200. I'm just looking for that 240, 250 number of subscribers so I can continue making those videos and investing silver and gems into building champs for you guys. Keep playing great. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I'll see you next time. Bye.